Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all the trending stories. Today, we are talking about COVID cases dropping because they have dropped below 300 cases for the first time since 2020. We're also talking about another day, another scam. Now, McDonald's is the next in line for a big company which has been scammed in the UAE.
We'll also be talking about a resident who spotted a venomous snake on Dubai's beach shores, as well as Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore IPL face-off had Dubai fans on the edge of their seats.
And later in the show, please stay tuned because we are joined by a Dubai student who, soon in October, he is going to be running the Marathon des Sables, which is known as the hardest foot race on the planet. This is peak career for any athlete, and he's a student, so he's still a teenager. So can't wait for that. Maybe he's going to motivate us to get up, get running out in the desert. But before we get into that, Simran and I had a little bit of a heated conversation right before we went live. It kind of was heated because I was so surprised at how flippant you were in your response. And I was like, no, girl. Would you forgive a cheater?
Well, I mean, we're going to be interviewing someone who's achieving so much in life as a teen, and now we're just going into people who cheat. Now personally, I always felt like if I was cheated on and if I really loved the person, I would find the place to forgive the first time. Yeah.
The first time.
Yes. That's me personally. I know you said you would never forgive a cheater.
I just feel like if you really, really love someone,
you wouldn't cheat.
It's something that you would never. I would never cheat on someone I really loved, and therefore, if they were able to break the trust that way, I think I find it difficult to trust people anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's like and it takes me a long time to trust someone. So if we have that trust in the relationship, and like, look, if people are in a long relationship or if there's issues and if you're not connecting as well as you were for whatever reason, and times are tough and something happens, then maybe there would be a little. A loophole potentially, but like if the relationship is good and for some reason there is a slip up, and you look at if you put yourself in their shoes, would you have done it? And if the answer is no, then no. Like if the trust is broken, it's very hard to get it back.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, definitely. I mean, I was Googling it and it was just
what did you Google?
I don't know, just like, are you a bad person if you cheat? And just like all those things, like I don't know, like should you forgive a cheater? Is it like, if once you cheat, does it become a pattern? All those kind of
that's a good question.
So I mean, the results are so mixed, but it really depends on the person. I don't know, like I'm just talking from a place because I mean, I've just recently seen a situation of the sort. So
this is why it came up, by the way. We're not just talking out of random pockets. Go on.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I advise just basing it off the people and just how their personalities are. But I don't know. It's such a tricky place. But yeah, like you said, people should have the self-respect and just walk out of a relationship when it gets toxic and people start cheating.
I'm opening up the comments. Would you forgive a cheater? Have you forgiven a cheater? If you are a cheater, is it a pattern? The thing is, because I think what you're saying was that if it was one time and you really, really love the person, you can go back there. It's just, in my experience, I've seen people who have been very, very hurt by cheating. Yeah. And it's been like, it's very hard to leave because you love the person.
And when there are kids and stuff involved, it's even worse. And I would think that's when that's like, after you get married, that's like it. If you cheat,
that's interesting. Because I think if you're married and there's kids involved, then I would
forgive.
Then I would try to forgive for the family.
Yeah. Then I would think if you cheat on your husband or wife, okay, fine. As the person who gets cheated on, you might find the place to forgive. Like, that's different. But as the person cheating after getting married, that is just something is so wrong with you. If you have kids involved, if you've made the vows and all of that, it's just like you need to have that restraint. You have to have that self-control. Like, everyone gets tempted, but after you get married, like, definitely not.
Yeah.
Not when they're kids.
100%. We'd love to get your thoughts on that. Like I said, it was out of a conversation Simran and I had before the show. Anyway, on to Dubai news. Big story yesterday, COVID cases dropped below 300 for the first time since 2020. It's so crazy to finally be able to report such significant drop in cases. Cases have been steadily but significantly declining. At the beginning of the month, we were at 985 new cases, but September has seen cases slowly bring us down to 298 reported yesterday. And it's the first time we've seen numbers this low since actually April 2020. And with that, we've seen big changes. You know, we spoke already about mask rules being eased in some public places. And yesterday we saw the social distancing stickers being removed from Al Riga and Bergeraman metro stations. Although it's worth noting that although the stickers have been removed, you still have to maintain that 2-meter distance.
That is incredible. People in our comments, when we posted on Instagram, they were just like, things are, you know, it's going back. I mean, like, we were heading back to the normal for months now, but this is just like that official trade.
The ripping off the sticker. It was such nearly an iconic moment to remove them, and it's but you still have to maintain that social distance if you can when you're on the metro. Do you know what I mean?
That is if you can. But what I noticed on the metro today is like everyone has their scooters. Actually, that's something to talk about like some other time. But yeah, it's great, and now people can occupy all the seats, because what happened in the metro during COVID was every second seat was blocked off. So not everyone could sit down. Like there was always one seat empty. So I guess now people can occupy those seats, and people can legally
occupy all those seats.
Before it wasn't allowed, but people
were doing it anyway. When you're on the metro and it's rush hour, people were just doing it, weren't they?
Yeah,
It's hard, you know, when someone's been like on their feet the whole day.
Yeah, of course.
And if you've been vaccinated, like I'm just looking at the vaccination numbers, we're at 19.8 million in this country, first dose vaccinations given out. 82 million tests have been conducted in the UAE since the beginning of the pandemic. 82 million! Like, that just shows, it's just incredible the system that they put in place to get us back to where we are now. Yeah. And the numbers at 82 million, so we're a country of 10 million. Like, obviously tourists have come in and availed as well. We've all, like, how many COVID tests do you reckon you've had?
Many. Like
82 million.
82 million COVID tests. I don't think my nose would be the same after that.
No, it would be different. Probably what, 15, 20?
Yeah, I guess. You as well, right? No, but you've traveled a lot more than I have, so I'm sure you got more.
No, I was guessing for me, maybe 20.
Oh, for you.
I don't know.
But I mean, really, it's a lot of praise. A lot of praise goes to the expats as well, because over here, if you see compared to other countries, people are so understanding. They're so willing to get vaccinated, and the whole thing of like we are responsible, the tagline that the UAE has had from the very beginning has been instilled with the residents and expats, and people do feel responsible to get vaccinated here. And any other part of the world, they're just like, no, reluctant. They don't trust the government. They don't trust the vaccines. They don't trust the process.
So true. The anti-vax chat isn't a thing here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is like so prevalent in other countries. That's so true. And we are responsible for our safety. And we got there because we're at what? Nearly like 90% of the eligible population of adults is now vaccinated, because we all took on that mantra so keenly.
Yeah, we're vaccinated, gang, in the studio.
That's us.
Following the rules. Responsible.
Did you want me to do that too?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Wow. Whatever. Now, recently, a resident spotted a venomous snake on Dubai's beach shores. Now, sea snakes at the beach are not uncommon, and about 5 to 6 snake species live in the UAE's waters and are unthreatening to swimmers unless subject to mistreatment. Now, some common species in the UAE include the Belcher's sea snake, yellow-bellied sea snake, Arabian Gulf sea snake, and the ornate reef sea snake. With cooler months slithering in, sea snakes will more frequently swim around shallow coastal waters to feed on small fish and mate, since they prefer cooler temperatures, and retreat back to the deeper waters as temperatures peak in the summer months. Now, on Friday, September 24th, a Dubai resident spotted a snap of he took a snap of a sluggish sea snake from the Hydrophis family, and that was bent over a pole and down at the Dubai beach, and immediately cautioned his family and friends of the incident via his Instagram. Now, his Instagram handle is Ken Mac Show, if you guys want to check it out.
And before you panic, although it's poisonous, Belcher's sea snakes have a timid temperament and only actually attack if they feel threatened in any way. So don't threaten them. And should you get bitten by a sea snake, rush to the nearest hospital because bites from certain species can be fatal. Now, if you spot a snake in your backyard or other residential areas, authorities urge you that you call Dubai municipality, and their number is 800 900 instead of taking matters into your own hands. And if you were thinking of taking a matter into your own hand like a snake, that would be ridiculous, so don't do it. But I think the key points here, it was a shocking image that I think that really grabbed attention, because we never really see these sea snakes. But though obviously, like you said, although they're threatening, it's not uncommon to see them, and we don't actually, they won't bite you unless they feel threatened. So just steer clear. Give animals the space to just relax in their ecosystem.
Very true. Exactly. We were going into their habitat, so of course, like, there is no reason to be like, oh my god, you know, this place is full of snakes. Like, you're going into
That's a good photo, though. That's why people are like, because I got it on a pole, and I'm like, did you pick up the pole, or was the snake already there? But yeah, I think it's fine.
If you do spot them at residential areas in your backyards, which was common like a couple of years ago, and I think since then the municipality has done a lot of pest control and a lot of sprays to keep snakes away. Like, you know, in the residential areas near close to the desert, like Arabian ranches and all those specific parts, they have done a lot of spraying to keep snakes away, repellents.
Interesting.
But if you do spot, you should call the municipality, of course, and not try to handle the situation yourself or get a pole or try to kick the snake away. Like, don't. Just don't. Because, you know, you have those people who try to, you know, they just want to put on that hero cape and play around. And see
I can't even. I didn't have snakes growing up at all. Like, snakes are very foreign to me. We didn't have them in our garden.
Would you freak out if you saw one?
If I saw a snake wild, because I just, like, I imagined, you know, they were in picture books we grew up. It was like anacondas that like twist around you and stuff.
Would you freeze, or would you just find the strength to go inside and call the phone, ring up the municipality?
Oh, if I thought of, I think you would. It would depend, because if there's a wasp around me, I always freeze, because I'm told to, if you fluster yourself, you'll get bitten. So I think it would depend. Like, if I was right beside it and it was curling up my leg, I think I would freeze, because you're meant to freeze, right?
Any sudden movement.
But if I'm near a phone, I'm picking the phone and I'm screaming down it.
But yeah, I was like, just speaking of the desert, when I spoke to this one guy who heads to the desert a lot, I was just asking about desert snakes, and he's like, see, it's there, of course, it's their habitat, you can't completely get rid of them. And we were going for a safari, and he's like, if you threaten them, of course, as a form of self-defense, they will just protect themselves and bite back. Otherwise, they stay clear and try to stay away from. As soon as they detect movement, they just go the other way. You know. But if you go near where they kind of have their homes, not shelter, where they build their little nest, then if they have babies and stuff to get protective, they get a little, you know, aggressive. So you always have to be careful of not going near branches. I mean, the leaves and branches. So that's desert snakes. That's some good information. Desert snakes. Steer clear, especially if they're mothering. Or if you're in the sea, stay clear of coral reefs.
I'm just reading a comment from Beehive Blogs. You were doing so much of. It's a tongue twister. It really is. Let's move into our next story. McDonald's and Fade Fit are next in a long line of companies getting scammed. So this next story is going to have you craving a Big Mac, and it's not even 9 a.m, so I apologize, but we need to talk again about these scams. We've talked about getting scammed from Lovin's perspective, and now our audience as well, and now it looks like McDonald's and also Fade Fit, even these companies, they're not safe. So McDonald's actually sent out an IG alert warning their followers of a scam. This was on their Instagram page yesterday because they needed to draw people's attention to the fact that there are people impersonating their account.
They said it has come to our attention that fraudulent websites are impersonating our business in the UAE, are circulating they are communicating fake offers and are requesting customers to include their bank details in the fake transaction. Now, that's your first warning. Never give your bank details unless you're sure it's a verified account.
The message is there on Instagram if you want to see it. And they basically went on to say, we urge all our customers to order through our McDonald's app and through the McDelivery site linked to the official brand website. So this is McDonald's. Like, we thought it was through our Instagram account. Now, Chris Fade Fit, his healthy snacks, they talked as well about their Instagram account getting scammed, getting impersonated, and we actually put stories up yesterday as well. It happened again. Like, it's happening to us all the time. Every time we put up a competition, a fake account comes up, messages everyone, and yesterday we had a really popular competition. It got like 6,000 entries. That's pretty big for us. The Babel Shams one. And immediately a fake account came up, messages everyone, tells them they've won, messages everyone who's entered, by the way, so that's why you could be duped, tells them they've won, and to just give your bank details. And the same thing happened to Fade Fit followers on Instagram. They all got messages, and luckily we're in touch with Instagram. We can get these things pulled down pretty quickly, but the main thing, the concern is you. The concern is people who's entering, and also me, because I entered a competition on Instagram this morning. A lullabar, if you're here, I'd like to win. No, you know what I mean? Like, it's if you're commenting on any Instagram account, you are potentially at risk of getting scammed, because I guess they see your comment, they'll respond to you and be like, can we have your bank details because you've won something? And you're like, okay, here you go. Don't give your bank details.
That is really so scary, and so many things. Before, it was even easier to understand if it was a scam because websites would have that verified lock on the top near the URL, but now even scammers have learned how to have that kind of feature on the website. So it's so difficult for people to know if it's an authentic website or not. Like, if they replicate, for example, McDonald's to the T, you know, you would, in the rush of just ordering, and if you're in a party and like, okay, I got to order, it is very possible for you to fall for these scams. This
is it. If McDonald's messages you and says, we have 10 Big Macs for the price of one, buy it now, you're like, we're getting Big Macs for dinner. And then you're scammed. So be so careful. The key thing you can do is check the domain name. Like, it's constant with the emails that come in. We've said it once, we'll say it again. Every time you have an email that looks even legitimate, check who it's from, because that's the only thing they can't fake. They can't have an @mcdonalds.com because that's been paid for by McDonald's already. So they can't have an official looking one, and they constantly also have to keep changing them. So check the domain name of the website or the Instagram. If it's got like you see, the thing is, if it has to have a blue tick on Instagram. That's the verification.
Yeah, exactly.
The scammers don't have them.
And I mean, with times changing, us getting more digital, even scammers are evolving. The scam schemes are getting much more elaborate. So
sophisticated scammers out there. Like, we see you. Who are you? Where are you?
How are they on top of all the websites, like from bloggers to all the verified accounts, and now Dubai police, like they've managed to get on that messaging thread.
Of course, the OTP from Dubai police. And but the interesting thing is, you would think it's like, I imagine this like back house of lots of computers, and just like I can't even imagine a person. I just see like computers botting this, right? But then, so Chris Fade mentioned when he talked about the scam on Fade Fit that he didn't get the message, as though they didn't message the owner, as though they would know. And when our emails have been hacked at Lovin, they don't message
the employees,
the senior employees. It's always the new people and the interns that get these emails. And I'm like, how are you aware? And then if they are aware, if they are searching our website, then they must have a lot of time. And how are they getting everyone? Because everyone seems to be at risk. Now, in these cases, we have informed Dubai Police. Dubai Police are aware, but it's just more of a community alert that we need to be vigilant, because it's just very common now. So we just need to be as careful as we can to stamp it out.
You did share this on Instagram yesterday and gave like a big shout out to the scams happening. And people did message in saying like they are facing the exact same thing. If not, like their accounts have been hacked, their businesses do get similar emails. So it is a widespread issue, and like you said, people just need to be vigilant. But moving on to our next very exciting story, the Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore IPL face-off had Dubai fans on the edge of their seats yesterday. Now, Sunday evening saw the much-anticipated IPL face-off between the Royal Challengers Bangalore, which is RCB, and Mumbai Indians MI and at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium yesterday. And RCB won the match against Mumbai Indians by 54 impressive runs, and skipper as well as RCB team captain, who was the same person, Virat Kohli, won the battle of the bosses against Mumbai Indians captain Rohit Sharma, and very exciting match. Now, these are two big names in the IPL franchise, and they went head to head yesterday, and the stadium was practically full and buzzing with excited fans. A lot of my friends were down at the match. Just two big names, people, I mean, from the same family, you had people supporting Mumbai Indians and RCB, and just like you would see the rivalry between
Really? Oh, I love that drama.
Oh, someone shared a story saying like traitors for his sister.
That's so funny. I love when families like support different teams. It can get very heated though, like a bit too much.
And people feel really passionate about like IPL teams because you want to support your city, but then you want to support your favorite player who's not playing for the city, but they're playing for the franchise.
Tricky.
And it's just like, you know, it was heated yesterday, and it's the first match that we've really seen such a hype about around the IPL. I mean, like, all of them do have a lot of spectators and all of a buzz, but yesterday's match was something else. Like, everyone was talking about it, everyone was watching. A lot of the sports bars were at full capacity just because of these two this face-off.
And you had the big teams, and I've had friends down there. We mentioned before, you can get tickets on Platinum List, starting from not expensive, but then they can go up depending on where you want to sit and stuff. They're at the beginning it was 30% capacity, but they'll hopefully fill out the stadiums a bit more, all going well as the
stadiums?
No, I was going to say as the competition continues, but obviously I was trying to think of a word with
tournament?
S. Maybe, as the tournament continues. One thing is that a friend was down there, they don't in some places accept bank cards, and it's tricky to find a bank machine.
Oh, okay.
So in the area that they were sat, nowhere to get cash out, and they only accept cash. So then they had to like do a little loop around to find somewhere. This was James, my boyfriend. He loves cricket, so he was so excited to get there. Yeah, he's a massive fan.
He watches IPL?
He'll watch anything.
Oh,
loves
that's
it.
amazing.
Yeah, very excited about the World Cup.
Oh, and that's happening so soon. And you know what? Like last year, there were no spectators allowed, but this year they are, and this will just get all the players so much more hyped up and in their form.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like the big names, they kind of feed off the energy they get from the crowd and just the cheers. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Like,
that's exactly what we had. Chirag Suri here. A cricket player who was literally saying the same thing. He was like, they're not on their same form when it's so quiet, so you actually see totally different players when it gets busy.
Ooh, but the worst part about it is if you're doing bad, the boos and the boo, go home.
Oh my gosh, they don't hold back.
They do not hold back. But if they're performing well, they don't hold back either. They go ham.
Pandemonium.
Like, oh my God, they will scream, cheer, like you've never seen these people. They've probably never behaved like this their whole lives, but with cricket,
it's passion. I love it.
Insane.
But this is actually one thing, it's interesting. So James, who was there, he said that they were incredibly on the ball in terms of COVID. So not too much standing. There was like a spotter all around them to make sure that like they were, remained in their seats. And actually the plastic caps from their bottles were removed. Because I think if there's weight on the bottle, then you can throw it. I think that happens in stadiums. So they were being... Well, no, that happens in big sporting events because anything that you could throw or something, so the bottle caps are removed, so you just have your plastic bottle.
Oh my God, people are insane, like throwing their bottles at the players.
I'm not saying it would happen here, but they preempted it potentially happening because it would happen at sport events, and they would throw a lot worse too.
Oh my God, people.
On that note, moving from cricket to ultra running, soon we're going to be joined by Yenur Zakslakovia, a sixth form student and ultra runner who will soon be running the 250-kilometer Marathon des Sables, which is known as the toughest foot race on earth. He's going to be with us very shortly, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. We are now joined by Yanur Zakslakov, a sixth form student and ultra runner who will soon be running in the 250-kilometer Marathon des Sables across the Sahara Desert. It takes 6 days and it's known as one of the toughest foot races on the planet. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you for having me here. Really excited.
Well, you have a lot more going on then, so we're lucky to have you that you have the time to come in. For anyone, first of all, who doesn't know, can you explain what the Marathon des Sables is?
So the Marathon des Sables is it's the ultra marathon basically. It's 250 kilometers in the desert Sahara. It's around 6 stages in 7 days. So you have stages that varies in terms of amount of kilometers, from like 25 up to 90 kilometers. So yeah, the race is gonna start literally in 6 days, and I have a flight in 2 days. I'm finalizing the backpacking process, putting all the extra bits in, and hopefully everything that I took will be needed over there.
Interesting, because actually one of the things you said was that actually the running is one thing, but it's carrying your backpack that's probably one of the most challenging parts. What goes into the backpack?
Yeah, that's actually true. The running part is hard, but carrying the backpack is much harder because the race is fully self-sufficient, which means you have to carry your own backpack, your kit, your clothes, your food for 6 days. Okay. And the only thing that the organizers are providing is the water and the shelter. So what goes in my backpack is the mandatory kit that is listed in the MDS website. And I'm taking some extras, so we call them luxuries. I'm taking a pillow.
Wow, the luxury pillow.
A phone and a power bank as well. I really wanna film there.
Of course you do. Document that journey. So they provide shelter. So will you stay in kind of what type of accommodation?
It's called a bivouac. So it's basically a stick, and you have some material, black material covered on top. So it's open from all the 4 sides. And so basically, you basically sleep on the ground in the desert. And this is in the
middle of the Sahara Desert. What's the weather like at the moment?
The weather is pretty good, I guess. It's around 30, 25, 30 in the morning and during the day. And at the evening, it's like plus 15, plus 17. So it's going to be cool. And it's pretty good because like you'll get a really good sleep.
I hope so, because you have a busy days. Just to let people know, I know you're a student, but can you let people know what age you are? Because I think that really it's just incredible that you're managing to do all of this.
So yeah, I'm 19-year-old and I'm a student of Lovin Dubai.
Amazing.
I'm a year 13 student in a 6th form.
And how did ultra running come about? Because I've heard of teenagers running marathons. Running the Marathon des Sables as a teenager sounds to me like it's very, 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 very rare.
I don't know. For me, it's more like an adventure. I know it's gonna be hard, but it's still an adventure, super cool thing to do, and just it's really interesting. And another thing which is I think really important, that the running and just the goal that to run this ultra marathon gave me is that my dad is running with me.
Amazing.
So we were training together, and by having a same goal, we've been spending a lot of time together and getting to know each other much better.
Amazing.
So that's a pretty good like a family time kind of thing.
That's lovely. And did you start your ultra running journey with him? Let's say, for example, you've done the 70.3 Ironman in Dubai.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing the whole thing. I was in a team, so I was just running. It was like 21K.
This is the thing, because I think how far back does your ultra running go? Because I think was it March you did a marathon and an ultra run together in the same day?
Yeah.
So that would be 90K in one day.
No, it was 50K.
50K in one day. Yeah. That's 40. Okay. Yeah. But that was in March, right? So you're moving quite quickly.
So I was always into the sport, and also as my family. My dad is an Ironman. Yeah, and how you call it, Ocean Man as well.
What's an Ocean Man?
Ocean Man is basically just swimming for a long distance. It was like 14 kilometers of swimming. So yeah, and both of my parents are running and doing some like triathlons here and there, and it really pushed me, and this environment of like sport really created this interest in running and in triathlon in general. So I just gradually shifted from triathlon into running.
Amazing.
But running for me is I hated running.
Really?
Like at the beginning, yeah, the running was really tough, and it was like a hell to me. And the only motivation that my parents gave me is basically food. They've been telling me like you're gonna go for a morning training with us, you can go and get a breakfast in a cafe. I'm just like, yeah, easy.
What a way to get you running. Same. I mean, that would get me out of bed too, maybe.
So yeah, any motivation with the food, it was like I could have done anything, literally anything.
So what's the ultimate cheat meal?
The ultimate cheat meal is probably pizza. Like
from where?
I'm a fan. I really like the pizza from Pavo's.
Yes,
it's pretty good.
Pizza.
Yeah, the crust is amazing. So.
And when you're running, are you a podcast or a music person?
I think it's gonna be music more. Yeah, because that's a tricky question. I think a bit of both, but mostly music. So.
Because for me, I think some people can run 5K, some people can run 10, but to actually run these super long distances, it's actually more of a mental challenge, I think, than a physical one. So how do you combat the mental difficulties when you're at 30K? How do you get beyond that?
That's true. The mental game is much harder than the physical one, because physically, literally anyone can do this 250.
Well. we could do 50 at a push, but 250 would be tricky.
But yeah, mentally, usually what I do, I put small goals, and whenever like I reach like, let's say 10K, I'm like, yeah, win, nice. Success, and then another 10K and another 10K, and after you get to the certain point, like if you're running 50 and you've done 30 already, it's just 20 left. It's just like 2 times 10 or like 4 times 5. It's like that's it. Yeah. So I'm really trying. Sometimes I'm really trying to trick my mind into like thinking about other things, looking around me, looking at the scenery, and or like I really like to talk to people when I run. So it really helps me to trick my brain into the running, and at some point you just don't know, are you running or are you talking?
Amazing. So as in when you have people running with you, or are you on the phone?
No, when the people are running with me.
That's like those tricks to get past it are so interesting and so valuable for people who are looking to run these long distances. So you're a student and you're obviously taking on these massive mammoth challenges. How do you balance it? Like, what's your training schedule like?
So my training schedule was and is I train after school usually. And it was like before summer and after summer as well. But during summer, when it's become hotter, I started to train in the morning. I started to wake up at like 5 or 4 to train before school. So I'm gonna finish this like 2 or 3 hours of training in the morning before school, and then I can just do my schoolwork.
How did you go? That's incredible. Were you a bit sleepy in school, no?
No, like at the beginning, yes, but when you do it for like a week or so, it becomes your habit, and you don't really need like that much sleep anymore. And you can also go to sleep earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is amazing.
Some life hacks.
Here we need them, but that's like what you're doing is really, really incredible. But it's not just being an athlete. You've also become an advocate or a trustee in Kazakhstan for education.
Yeah,
right?
So I became a trustee of the Aqtogai region in Kazakhstan. So basically, what I do is by fundraising, we are enabling 296 students of rural schools to receive a high quality education in Kazakhstan.
That's amazing. Through your racing?
Yeah.
You and your dad?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That's so impressive.
Thank you.
and this is like this race, is it through fundraising across all your races, or it's just Marathon des Sables?
It's just a Marathon des Sables,
okay.
Because I don't know, I just my dad gave me an idea to become a trustee because he's a trustee and both of my grandparents are trustees. So he just said like the race got moved from postponed from April to October, and he said like why not to just you can become a trustee and you can actually fundraise to this event, because the race is a pretty big and a huge thing for me and just for like, let's say, for a school, and they can like help you with like this, and if you get some media helping, and and
this is our task now, so we're going to help you fundraise. If people want to get in touch, if they want to fundraise, if they want to donate to the cause, how can they do it?
So I have an Instagram account. It's _shinyman_. There's a link in bio for a Yalla Give website where you can donate directly. So I will also share with you the link, so 100%. you can post it on a. We
can put it in the comments of this too, in the Facebook and Twitter afterwards straight away. 100%.
That would be great.
Zero problems with that. That's awesome. Anything we could do. Before you leave us, dare I ask what's next? Or do you look beyond Marathon des Sables? Like, is this because it is peak for so many athletes to actually complete it?
I think it's only the beginning.
Amazing.
Yeah, like I really want to come back. I really want to do the race again. After I'm gonna do it like in 6 days, because at the beginning of summer I got injured. So I was walking with the crutches, and I'm in active recovery stage right now. But I think the peak is gonna be like maybe in 5 years or something, and I'm gonna do the race again, and we'll try to get like in the top 100 or top 50. And after, also I was thinking to do some one-day ultra marathons where you run like 100K a day. Some exciting stuff.
Seriously exciting. Moving forward with that. So you're running, but you're also running with a mission and a cause, which I think is so powerful and so inspiring. So congratulations. We look forward to following your story. Yenner is off to Morocco to run one of the toughest foot races on earth in 6 days. He's going to do it on foot. Not only that, he's in active recovery. It's just like you're recovering from an injury. So congratulations. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Not at all. And your family, to your mom and dad, obviously helping you on your way. So incredible inspirers too. So well done to them too. Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Stay safe, wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow.